All right. It's on. Welcome, everyone.
It's on.
Welcome. With some slight delay, Brazos podcast is back, episode 9. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of fun things. We're going to do a little bit of Margaret River preview. I'm going to talk about Mr. Medina coming back to the world tour, and some other small little topics here and there that we're going to give a surprise. But first of all, my dear friend Luis Perugia, how are you, brother?
Doing good, brother. I'm not at the Gold Coast. We're not talking about it today. Next episode, probably, or maybe two. Maybe, no. Yeah, maybe in 2 episodes, we're going to talk about the Challenger Series. But yeah, now it's Margaret River Pro, and it's all good, brother.
Yeah. Any good surfing there this week?
We had a good swell last weekend. Actually, it was a long weekend. Actually, we had a holiday on Thursday, so many people
Easter,
didn't
right?
work Friday. No, it was Tiradentes.
Oh yeah, it's the dentist for you guys who are not Brazilian.
Yeah.
It's this dentist in
we have
Brazil.
lots of.
Yeah, we got a lot of holidays, but it was the dentist who was a nutcase, and then they killed him, but then they felt bad, so we had a holiday. Long story short.
That's it. Long story short, but yeah, and then we had a good run of swells actually since the fall started. We had back-to-back swells, but for here it's too southeast. We need more east or northeast, and with the southeast swells, the waves, they do show up at Praia Brava, but they close out a lot. And as we had a big swell on Easter, the bottom, like the sand bottom and sandbanks, they all changed, and it's too shallow. It's closing out. But we have other options, not only Praia Brava, so it was good.
I only surfed there twice, but both times there was closeouts all over at Praia Brava.
Sometimes it's unsurfable. Sometimes it's okay.
But that's in Praia Brava's defense, that's a constant in Brazil. So like closeouts are like on beach breaks, like it's so common there. Even good old Guaratuba, it's the queen of closeouts. They gotta surf on lightning speed to surf those waves, or
it was better there than here, man. Like all these days, it's smaller, but it accepts more this southeast swells, it's good there. So we had good waves at Matinhos, like long right-hander point break, other places like Ilha do Mel and even São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, big waves, bro. Like 10-foot waves.
I didn't surf I didn't surf at all this weekend. I was in Chicago. I was playing guitar with my band. But
nice.
Cool, bro. So all right, let's talk about surfing. Let's talk about what's going on. There's a lot of cool things happening. First of all, we got Margaret River Pro coming up. Today's off, tomorrow's off. Apparently next call's on the 28th, which is on Thursday, Brazil and America time. I think in Australia, that's tomorrow. I don't know, man. It's confusing. But
it's in the 28th, so 27th here. So maybe I think, in 2 days actually.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a fun one because we're gonna have meteor cuts. So a lot of controversy, a lot of people who are very unhappy, a lot of surfers that we all love that are gonna be not there. But first of all, I want to start with which surfer, I think I know this answer, but which surfer you really want to see not get cut, and one surfer that you don't mind if it's cut?
Man, it's hard to talk about that. I feel for the guys that just qualify and are on the first years, because you don't have many opportunities, like 5 events, you're just getting used to the places. And I was listening to a podcast the other day with Pedro Robalinho, who's a very respected
we may have watched that together or like in the same day.
So he he's a very respected coach, and he does coach Jake Marshall and Michael Andy Default. And he was saying that those guys, they've never surfed at Bells Beach or Margaret River before, and they didn't have much time to practice before the heats. So that's something to think about. You know, the guys just travel for the first time to a place and then have to surf
Yeah.
like very shortly before the heats or before the event starts, and then get used to the wave, to the surfboards during the heat. So it's something that I don't really like, but um, yeah, the cut is there, and we all know that's gonna happen. They all know it's gonna happen. So, in my opinion, of course, I don't want to see João Chianca out because he's been surfing better than most of the tops. Like, if he has the highest heat score average
Heat
of
average,
all surfers, okay, all surfers.
It's insane.
He has the highest heat average, man. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous, and he's being cut. You know, he needs a huge result to remain on tour. Doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
I know. And
Um,
who you don't mind leaving the tour? Because that's the hardest question.
yeah, like I like to watch all guys surfing, of course. Um, some guys that go like they surf the tour for 1 year and then we just forget about their existence. We can name dozens of those, and in this case, I think in my, Matthew McGillivray, I like the way he surfs waves like Margaret River and Bells, but I think he already had his chances, you know, twice on tour, and he's there as a replacement, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to requalify or yeah, I don't know. Actually, he did a third there the other year. It was
Yeah,
in semis, but still, I think those guys that they already had lots of chances and they didn't um, perform that well for the whole year. I don't think they're going to be missed too much. You know.
yeah. Well, that's a good, interesting one. I like the way he surfs. Uh, I mean, the one surfer I want to see stay. It's pretty obvious, the same as you. It's Ron Shianka. Absolutely, I love the way he surfs, and I think everybody is like, I think everybody that is from Brazil is cheering for him and for Jadson too. But I think a lot of people who are even the commentators and the broadcasters, you can tell on the WSL broadcast that everybody's excited when he surfs. Everybody's looking forward to it. He's just that kind of surfer that brings the excitement. So yeah, I
Yeah,
want to see him and so much talent. And like, yeah, of course, like if he ends up like falling off the tour, I'm sure he's the kind of guy that will get back. He has a good chance of coming back on the Challenger Series because I was looking at the events of the Challenger Series and I think like those ways could suit him really well. But yeah, but I don't want to, it's like a huge bummer because it would not be based off surfing. It would be a lot based off luck of the draw, right?
the
But
seating.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But one surfer that I don't mind if it goes because I think he needs some humbling to do would be Morgan Siblich. I just think he talks too much trash. It's nothing to do with his surfing. I think he's a great surfer, but he talks too much trash. I remember last year, I think it was Rodness Island. He beat um, David Silva on the heat and talked trash about Brazilians, about David on the heat on the post broadcast interview. And since then, I have a little bit of like a not a beef, but like I don't, não vou com a cara, like how we say in Brazil, like kind of like don't like his attitude. And I noticed that in all interviews, he has a little bit like of a what we call here in America a bitchy attitude. It's just like a little bitchy. And it would be nice for him to go under, get a little modest. I think last year he was in the finals because he definitely has the serve, but I also think like his surfing is not WSL level because I think even though he's really good on rails, he's not very like for being how young he is. He should be more like air guy. He's not very radical. He's not very like what's the word I'm looking for here?
Yes, he's a little repetitive.
Yeah, like I just don't see he adds a lot of value besides being like a young Australian guy. I'd much rather see like if I choose an Australian surfer based on rare game, we're all gonna choose Ethan Ewing. So I'd much rather
Um,
have that. Yeah, I'd much rather
it's a
have that
different
and
sport, man.
different sport and different attitude, right? I think it's like I don't like when people like if you're cocky and you can back it up, like Andy Irons or Bruce Irons or like those guys. He's not that. He's like a kid that is 20-year-old, so he needs to grow up. So yeah, those are my two
Yeah,
cents.
and among the ladies, I think Betty Lou needs to grow up a little more. She's too young, and she did show some serious surfing on great waves, but I think she needs to work her
Yeah,
small
Sally.
wave surfing better, you know.
Sally's major.
And yeah, and if Sally falls off the tour, that's the one I'm gonna miss a lot.
Same. I love her. I think she's great. Love the way she serves. I love her personality. I think she adds a lot to the table. And then I don't have anyone in the women's that I would like to see go. All the ladies are fucking killers, and I just like love watching them surfing because I just find like so much harder for them. You know, like there's so much more barriers, and to surf on that level and be so I'm very like inspired by the women surfing and the tour. So I actually wish WSL had a little more spots, more than 10 for them. I thought the number was a little low, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah, that's it.
All right, bro. Now let's change the topic a little bit. Who's on your fantasy for this event? Like who are your favorites? Who you think is gonna do well? I haven't made mine yet, but I have a good idea who I'm gonna put. Who who are your options here? I mean, I know some obvious ones, and I'm gonna try to guess one from yours.
Hmm.
So I think knowing you and being an expert on surfing, something tells me that John John's gonna be in one of your spots.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, man. What are you expecting? Who are you seeing do well here?
John is an obvious name. I think maybe 95% of the guys are gonna have John and Felipe Toledo on tier A. You know,
Yep.
where I have to choose two surfers, and we saw a very informed Felipe at Bells, and he's a former
Champion.
winner at
Yeah,
Margaret River.
yeah.
He's the current champion, actually. That's it. And John, we know he's the best ever to surf the right-hander at the main break. And the conditions are not going to be glassy for most of the days. Forecast shows good swells as usual in Margaret River, but this time there's a side shore and onshore wind that's gonna like WSLs. They're gonna have to run some heats during some bad winds windows, and something that can change. And then I see more advantage for John and for the Hawaiians because they are really used to surf on windy conditions.
Choppy. Yeah.
Yeah, choppy and strong waves. And Felipe, because he did so well there and at Bells. And I have, of course, many people are going to have Jack Robinson as a local surfer, Jordy Smith as a guy that has done very well there in the previous years. And then I think we have two open spots on tier B. You can choose whoever is there because they have good chances to do well. I myself have Griffin and Kolohe.
Interesting.
Because
I
because
wasn't gonna
I'm San
expect Kolohe.
Clementian.
Wait, I thought you were Margarithian because you live there. So
Both places. Yeah. And I
uh,
also have João Chianca and Caio Belli on tier C. Caio because he's on the top of the ratings and he has a good seating and he's still on tier C, so it's an obvious name
yeah.
and he did well there every time he surfed
I
there, he did
had
very
him.
well.
I had him
And
in
João
Bells.
Chianca is because I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I had him in Bells. I had Kyra in Bells, but on my fantasy. But I was really upset with him. I didn't make my team yet, but I don't think he's gonna be in it. Um, I mean, John, of course, Felipe, of course, from my end. I think actually Italo is going to make a great event this time because he is pissed off, to say the least. And he's a mean man and a dangerous man when he's like on fire. And he kind of
Yes.
he's just like at the edge of the top five. He's like I think number 7 right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's probably really bothering him, and he's gonna come spitting from all guns. But yeah, I mean, but honestly, like besides us wanting João to do well, this is the kind of wave that he has a lot of potential, especially. And I was gonna do my follow-up question to you because you really know this area really well, especially if the box happens, right?
Yeah.
Judging by the forecast, I know you took a good look at it and you know this area. For those who are listening right now, Coruja lived in Margaret River a while ago. So do you think we have a good chance of seeing the box? We didn't see it last year, but what about this time?
Man, I think like the forecast doesn't look very promising for the box because of the
Okay.
winds. And there's like forecast for I think for Tuesday, the 3rd of May. It's very good for the main break. I think it's gonna be too big for the box. Then we
Interesting.
have like a 9 to 15 foot swell and good, very good winds, like offshore winds. But I think if this well hits this with this size, it's gonna be the main break. And another thing that I think they're not gonna run the box if it's on the siding rounds, because some surfers like, but some surfers they don't. That way, uh, as much as I think they need to know to surf every kind of waves, and it's a good challenge for everyone. Some surfers are gonna just be against surfing there, as we know that the cut is coming and it's gonna decide some careers there. So I don't think they're gonna
Yeah.
run the box this year, man. Yeah, I really hope so. But looking at the
Yeah.
forecast, maybe on Wednesday, I actually I don't know when the event. Yeah, the 4th of May is the last day. So maybe they could end the event there if the swell remains like this, because it goes a little smaller on the 4th of May. So we could see good conditions at the box, and maybe they could run like quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final,
That would be awesome
which
because
would be, it would be awesome, man. Like the best
that would be
surfers there.
yeah, that would be Star Wars Day.
Yeah, but
I
the
think.
other thing is when they're running finals, they usually run finals men and women, so overlapping, like not overlapping heats, but overlapping
Yeah, yeah,
rounds,
yeah.
and then they cannot have
Switch.
like two
Yeah,
spots.
yeah,
They
yeah.
must run it on one spot. I don't think they're gonna run the ladies there. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna run the women there. So yeah, let's see.
Mm. And then okay, then let's touch on the women's side real quick. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I think we're both gonna expect Carissa to do well because she always does. I think we're both probably expecting Tyler Wright to do well because she's coming with some momentum, and we all know that psychology affects surfers, and she obviously has the surfing. She's a two-time world champion, and if she's in a good mindset and healthy, which she looks like she's back on her old form, she's a very force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, man,
And
for
then the
sure.
other two, I want to mention that I think are kind of like didn't do as good as they would have liked to, and I see they have that fire in them for this round would be Stephanie Gilmore, who had a really weird heat with Carissa, like we mentioned.
Yeah,
I think she
yeah,
always, those big waves, her experience, her amplitude, her rail surf can always go big time. And Tatiana has the power.
yeah.
She's used to those Hawaiian choppy conditions, like those like big waves. They don't scare her. So I think those two could also potentially do well. But do you have any other name that you think it also has potential from the ladies' side?
I can see Bronte Macaulay doing good. She did surf very well at Pels,
Very
and
good
she's
point.
a local there, so she was born there. She surfs like for the people that think that locals surf the main break a lot. I don't think they do surf the main break at all while training, because there are so many waves
In the
around
area.
the area that
Yeah.
that one's not the choice. Sometimes it could be, but still she's a local and she knows the wave. And of course, she could be like a surprise in my opinion. Not that she's a favorite, but she could do well and go into the finals. And the other names, I totally agree with you, man. Same names for sure.
Cool. Yeah. And it's gonna be, yeah, and it's funny you say that because I remember last year, I think it was WSL who did this, but it could have been somewhere else. It was around the time of the event. It was like around Margaret River Pro. There's a lot of like features around the area. And they went on a little road trip with Taj Burrow. And even though Taj is
Yeah.
from Perth, he still like knows the area fairly well because it's not too far of a drive from there.
No, he's
So,
not from Perth. He's from Yelling Up, which is like 40-minute drive,
oh,
maybe half-hour drive from Margaret River. It's in the same area, actually. It's a
yeah,
village.
pardon me. I was misspoken then.
Yeah,
I
he's
always
from Yelling Up, very
for,
close.
for some reason I thought it was Perth. But yeah, so he was doing a tour and then it was really funny, like classic talk. Oh, we're going here, but like you're not allowed to film how we get there because this is my secret spot. And then like I don't know if you got to watch that, but it was like really, really funny. I mean, I'm a Taj fan, so I'm a little partial on that. But
Me
I'm
too,
sure
man.
it's
Taj is
I'm
the
sure
best.
and his personality is just like a goof. He's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
uh but I recommend watching those for Taj. It's probably on YouTube as well. And just a quick very like sidetrack a little bit, but like today Rob Machado released a really fun edit on YouTube.
yeah.
I
Rob
I'm not
Machado is.
I don't know if you got to see it, but I think it's only Cardiff and like SoCal, like North County, San Diego, and
North County,
Orange
yeah.
County.
Your
Yeah,
your area.
my future area. Yeah, I'm trying to move there this summer. Leaving San Francisco and moving there. But yeah, it was really cool edit. It's like a winter edit, and it's just if you like Rob, he serves shortboards, he serves squads, he serves mid lengths on this edit. So everybody should check it out. I watched it this morning while having my coffee, and it was a good watch. Um, okay, sorry for the derail. I just thought it was worth mentioning.
No
But
worries.
yeah,
Let's watch it.
yeah, but you were so right. I think like and that was I think on that video, like you were saying, like Taj was mentioning that most locals like they go all over the place because there's so many spots there. So there's a truth to what you were saying. But besides like everything we covered through event before we jump to our next topic, which is a really big one. Um, any other Margaret River highlights that you want to comment, mention anything that we forgot that might be important, or should we talk about?
Man, yeah, actually, we already talked about the mid-year cut, and there's one thing that many people didn't understand yet about the mid-year cut. It's that all the guys that are through, like they qualify inside the 22, I think, yeah, 20, yeah, 22.
Top 22,
They're
yeah.
gonna, yeah, they're gonna be on tour next year. Okay, so like everyone that's inside the 22, they're gonna be on tour next year. They will start the tour in probably a pipeline again. And at the end of the year, 10 guys are going to come from the Challenger Series and will be added to the tour. So nobody's going to be out. So that makes 32 guys. Okay. So then WSL has two wild cards, like season wild cards, as they call. So they're going to choose two guys, probably Iago Dora and Carlos Munoz or Liam O'Brien, guys that were injured
Injured, yeah.
this season, and then they will have two other wild cards, which they call event wild cards. So the sponsor of the event usually
Can name.
chooses one,
Yeah.
and they have a trials, So that makes 36 guys and 18 girls. And then there's another mid-year cut next year. So it's going to be like that every year. And I'm saying that because many people, they were asking me about, is that is that going to happen another cut at the end of the year? Like who's going to be out? How many guys are out? Are going to be only 12 guys and then 10 coming from the Challenger Series, and the tour is going to be 24. So no, the tour is going to be 36 for 5 events and 24 for 5 events. That's the new tour, and that's it. And yeah, and that's I'm just gonna say that there are 2 heats that I really want to watch on round 1, which are the last one, Griffin, Jack Robinson, and Federico Moraes. I think it's gonna be a very hard hit for all of them because they do serve this way very well. So it's very even, in my opinion. And Federico is it's about to be out of the tour, so I think he's gonna serve his best at this event. And the other hit that I really want to watch, it's Miguel Pupo, Kolohe Andino, and João Chianca. I think it's gonna be a
Oof,
really good one.
that's gonna be crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those events because of the meteor cut that every heat is gonna matter. Every heat is gonna be
Yeah,
like important. Like
that's
even
it.
round 1, even seeding. It's like, whew. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Cool, man. Well, let's talk about our champion. The champion is back. Uh,
yeah, Medina.
some people were surprised by the news. Some people were not. I was a little bit on the surprise side. I was expecting maybe him to come back to Australia. Once he didn't, I thought, well, okay, well, maybe he's just taking the year off. And you were always right. I'm gonna give you credit because Coruja was like, no, he's gonna come from Chile. And I was like, I don't know how that's gonna happen. Like, are they gonna give him a wild card? How would that work? But like, it happened exactly like you said it. So
Yeah, it's just because I know people that are close friends to him, and I didn't have this information, but I was listening to some things that I was feeling that this was going to happen. So it did. Yeah.
yeah, and it's gonna be and the main reason I thought this was not gonna happen because it's gonna be almost impossible for him to reach top 5, right? He pretty
Yeah.
much has to win like 3 or 4 events and get a runner up on the other 2. It's like he would basically have to have like a perfect season to make the top 5. Could he do it? Yeah, the dude is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But it's a very small chance in my opinion. So that's why I was thinking. But what did you think about WSL's decision on that? I mean, obviously he brings a lot of views to the tour, right? He's probably like the biggest star of surfing right now, besides Kelly, after Kelly. I think we can say that if you talk about social media and views and worldwide fame, he's probably more famous than John even, has more titles and yeah, so I think it's a smart one from the media side, but yeah, I was a little surprised. How do you feel about it? Do you think it was fair?
Yeah, man, it was fair. Like, guy's the most famous surfer in the world nowadays. If we think about like social media and the way he's a pop star in Brazil.
Right.
So he's a pop star here. He cannot even go to like a bakery because he's gonna be surrounded and people are gonna ask for photos and
Yeah.
everything.
Just so people
So
understand, he is in Brazil as big as Beyonce is in America. It's like he is as big as Tom Brady. He is like one of our
yeah,
top athletes, like like as famous as it gets.
yeah, that's it, man. And
Yeah.
then of course I think WSL is correct. because we cannot judge the reasons he was out. He needed this time, and if you if you haven't watched it yet, he did a good interview, like a very nice interview at Sport Espetacular last Sunday
Oh, cool.
at
I'll
Global.
check it out. Yeah.
And yeah, he opens his heart. He talks about family and everything, and now he feels 100%, and he deserves, man. He has his spot. He's the current world champion, and now he's back, and he has his spot for this year and then for next year, because of course he's not going to be cut at the end of the year. And about qualifying for the last five for the finals, um, yeah, like Pedro, Eduardo Chalita did said on the podcast on Surf TV the other day. He made his count, and um, he counted the year, the 2019 year,
Mhm.
and Kalohe Andino was fifth at the end of the year with 46,000 points. So, but that year we counted 9 events, and Chalita said that this year we're gonna count
Yeah,
9 events as
I
well.
watched the same video.
But I think, yeah, but I think it's only 8. I'm not sure now,
Oh,
but I think
okay.
it's only 8.
So there's
I
two
think,
cutoffs then.
yeah, I think, yeah, it's 2 cutoffs. And
Okay.
if there are 2 cutoffs,
Then it's not.
I imagine that 40,000 points would be enough to be at the top 5. Not even 40,000, maybe 39 or 38 if you're lucky. Like John did 37,000 in 2019 in 5 events. That's something that to think about. He did 37,700 points with 5 events, and the other 5 events he got 265 points, which is the same as Medina had for this previous 5 events now. So think about John. That year he had 3rd place, a 1st, a 17th, another 1st, and a 5th. And he got and 2 5ths actually. So he counted 6 events, and other 5 events were last place. So Medina is capable of, but as you said, it's almost impossible, man, because he needs to win at least 3 events. Let's say he wins Gilan, he wins Chopu, and he wins J-Bay.
Yep.
He already proved he's capable of.
Which I don't think he has won G-Bay yet, has he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he did in the past.
He did beat Italo.
Okay, yeah. You're right. Yes, you're right. So first final with 2 goofies in J-Bay.
Yeah, and then he surfs that wave better than most
really well
surfers in the world. But and then you think he could do well in Saquarema, but I don't think he's a favorite, because he did well in the past there, but beach breaks, Saquarema, he doesn't connect there.
Even if he gets a 5th place, that would be a good result for him.
Yeah, and then he needs, let's say he gets a 5th place there and another 5th place in El Salvador. It's gonna
be pretty close.
Let's say it's gonna be like 39, almost 40,000 points, and then he still carries 3 last places, which are 800 points more. So it's going to be over 40,000. So that's what he needs. If he doesn't win 3, but makes a final and then a 3rd, it's okay as well. He needs to score more than 40,000 points. That's it.
Yeah, I think what it's on his side is that a lot of those events are ways that suit his surfing really well. Right.
Yeah, they do.
So like you said, like they are events that he generally does well at. I mean, like on Chopo, he is as competitive as John, or or as Kelly. I mean, we all remember the 2014 final with him and Kelly. and he he has a very good chance to winning that event. And same with the J Bay and G Land is left, right? So like that's the kind of wave the Goofy's been asking for the whole year. So it's gonna be super cool to see that happening. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's great that he's back. I don't. I'm not hating in any way. I'm a big, huge fan. For sure. But
Yeah.
I was just like taken away. It was like, well, like why now? Why not a couple events before? But yeah, I mean, it's cool that he got the wild card. It's cool that he's going to be on the circuit. And I think just him being there, it makes all the other Brazilian surfers get a little more momentum in some weird way. I don't know why, but there's
Yeah.
something up. It just makes the whole team stronger. And Brazil is one of the few countries, you know this better than anyone, that has a very strong team mentality. So I think they all pump each other up, and once one is doing well, the others get fired up, and it's like an avalanche and then it's a storm.
Yeah.
so, so the Brazilian storm, it's brewing
And yeah, but Medina adds a lot to the contest as a
for
whole,
sure. Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
public,
For
for
John,
broadcasting.
yeah,
Like, so many people are missing him, and
yeah.
they're going to start to watch again because of him,
I have a
especially
question
in
for
Brazil.
you about that. Have you heard anything about if he's going to be working with Andy King again?
No, not really. I can try to get this information for the next program. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able
Yeah,
to. But the thing is,
sh-
someone wrote about Sterling Spencer being his coach. I don't think they're joking, but I don't know if they're joking about that or no. But not, I haven't heard anything about Andy King.
yeah. I think I don't know. That worked so well. I wouldn't be surprised if they work again together. I hope that's the case. I hope that's good because I've seen Andy King. I forgot who he was training, but he was at Bells and he was training. I think it was Tyler. Could have been Tyler, right? I remember seeing him talking to one of them. I don't know if he was actually training her, but I remember him like talking to her after a heat, seeing footage of him. Like no one interviewed him. So and obviously he was talking to Make as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think that would be super cool if that's the case. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him back. Almost to the point that I wish I could fast forward straight to G Land. Because I think it's gonna be. I mean, I'm excited for Margaret Rivers too, but like I think once we get past the cut, the events are gonna be like so fast and so like every heat is so much more decisive. So
yeah.
yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
And about the Sterling Spencer thing, I was just kidding. It's because this guy, he makes funny videos about surf coaching and like surfing strategies and things like that. He calls himself like the best surfer in the world and everything. So that's just a joke.
Nice.
But yeah, about Andy King, what I think is that maybe, I don't know how his mind or his head works, but maybe some people, they don't like to um, have, like, I think maybe Andy King is gonna remind Gabriel a lot uh, about the time he was traveling with his ex-wife, and they
Right.
were living together. Like, there was Andy,
Him and Yasmin. Yeah.
Yasmin, and Gabriel all the time. They're all together all the time. So I don't know if he's ready to, like, not relate those two guys, like Yasmin and Andy. That's something to think about. But if he said he's 100%, I'm pretty sure, or I wish he's that he's gonna work with him again, because it was a great team.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's about to get even better. I think now is the time where like everything is taken up a notch, right? Like everything is like taken up to a different level of excitement. Uh Yeah, I'm stoked, man. I don't have anything from my end. Did we cover everything that we wanted to talk about? Is there any other one highlight, one thing you want to bring it up?
Oh man. Well, we talked about the forecast and the heats and
In
everything.
the box
So
and
yeah, I
yeah.
think that's it, man. Let's. It's weird that the forecast. It's man the worst I think we've had in Margaret River for past years. It's gonna be hard to watch some days. I think like windy
Yeah.
and choppy, and it makes me think about like so many
Sunset.
other spots. No, so many other spots that could be on tour. As much as I love Margaret River, it's
Yeah.
so wild, and I think it should remain like wild, laid back
Yeah.
profile, not.
My
But the
only
Western Australian government, man, they love
wishes.
the
Yeah.
cutoff thing, the mid-year cut thing, and I think they're paying for 3 more years with lots of money. The tourism in Western Australia is growing, so yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
we have to think about it.
yeah, it's like Stab was saying, the cut is not great for athletes, but it's great for surfing. So it's
Yeah,
sad but true, you know. All right, brother. Well, let's keep it nice and short, and I'm sure we'll be touching base as soon as the event starts, resumes, ends. We'll be we'll be in touch with another Brazos
sure.
episode for everyone. Take care,
We
man.
could go. We could go live one day, maybe if it's on. Just
Yeah,
stay one
yeah,
hour.
absolutely. If we can get the time zone correctly, we surely should.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good night, brother. Take
Thank
care.
you, brother. Good night.